Kevin, we came into this game on the back of a really good run of form, but Alfreton, they're battling for their lives, and I guess they're always a tough team to play against. Where do you think that one was lost today?
I think the way we started the game, I think we prepared well all weekend for the game. You know, we had them watch Tuesday, we watched the games back and stuff, and we knew exactly what they were going to bring. You know, tough physical side, and the players were made aware of that. We had to turn up and perform, try and get off to a good start, as we always keep saying, and take the game to them, bearing in mind they play Tuesday. So to be a goal behind after 2 minutes, again, stressed more than enough to the players about their dangers from set pieces. Really good delivery. Everyone's got the men to mark. So we found 2 spare men around the back, so it's unacceptable really. People not doing their jobs properly. Say a lot of hard work going on around the place, trying to be professional. We're doing all the right things, all the hard work, the planning and preparation, and people switch off, lose the concentration, not doing the jobs properly, and they punished us. We knew exactly how they played, made a few changes today. So it's disappointing. We knew what threats they possessed. Obviously the full-back that played centre-back today goes up, who's a big fella. We have to go and do better. We have to be more aggressive and defend for our lives. And you know, we've had it all our way over the last few weeks. You know, the amount of clean sheets and the goals we've been scoring. It was the way around today. So it's disappointing to get off to that start, and then obviously it allowed them to drop deep. And we had some good moments though to get back in the game. I think we get back in the game. Dion has a chance where he goes through. They defended really well as we expected, throwing bodies in and blocks and things. But we get back in the game. As we've shown in the past, we can go on and win games. So it just didn't quite work for us. But they defended really well. And then to go 2-0 down again was disappointing. So yeah, it was, you know, we changed it a little bit with the formation and things based on Graham Kelly, who's been involved in an accident, was unavailable, and that was a big miss for us because he's been a key feature to how strong we've been at the back. So obviously we went to the 3 at the back to based on what we've seen in training, based on the players that have come in, and that was the decision we made as a staff, and felt that the players could do it. We were actually really excited by the formation, the players on the pitch, based on what we've been seeing in training, because the standards have been really high again this week. So to come and have that kind of performance after that was not really something we saw coming. But again, we had you know, a lot of possession, created good chances again. It was just one of those days, and I think the biggest disappointing from my point of view is the amount of fans that have turned up through all the hard work that the staff have been doing to re-engage and get people to come and watch us and see what all the hype's been about since the new year. So there was some good bits in there and stuff, but that's the most disappointing thing from my point of view, that we've not put on a performance for a really good crowd here today. I think it was 1,500–1,600 people, so that's the major disappointment from my point of view.
You mentioned how well Alfreton defended there. In terms of the offensive play, would you say that anything was kind of missing there compared to previous performances?
No, I thought, like I say, Dion, we played just in behind the 2 strikers. You know, we can play him anywhere along that front line. He's a danger. He's in great form. You know, scoring goals, assists. Wanted him to give him a sort of free role to roam in behind their midfield and defence, get on the ball and start sliding the, you know, Jack and Gilly. Obviously, Jack's picked up an injury. I think it's 15–20 minutes into the game, and he was, you know, we had to monitor that going into half time, speaking to the physios and stuff. He said he was all right. You know, we kept monitoring him, and obviously he's I think it was a twist or a kick to his knee, but he's got a bit of swelling in there, so he wasn't quite right for 20–25 minutes. But he's you know, he wants to play, he wants to do well for us, and we have to trust him in that. So that wasn't quite right in terms of him at his best, because when he's at his best, as we've seen in recent weeks, he's really hard to handle. So he not being quite at it was one of the reasons. You know, they made it really compact in front of the back four there, and space and time become harder for Dion to get into. So we have to find a way. I mean, we mentioned about going a little bit more direct at times if we have to. You have to find a way. I think we've got enough quality in there to do that, but they made it difficult for us. You
mentioned the change to the 3 at the back. You changed it again, I think, after about half an hour, and then brought the 2 substitutes on at half time. Can you explain a bit about your thinking initially with the 3 at the back, and then the changes as the match went on?
Yeah, again, I say it's something that we, myself and John, really, you know, we go and we put the sessions on during the week, and then we reflect over 24 hours from Thursday to Friday, and we both came up with the same sort of formation, which kind of says that we both, based on what we've seen in training, we felt that was the right way to go with Whittle coming out as a left wing back. Based on what we've seen in training, he's been really good going forward and putting some good deliveries in and things, and that was a decision, rather than playing him as a left back or Ollie Marks as a left back. We felt, you know, 3 defenders there. Ollie Marks has been fantastic since he came, so he deserved his chance. But you'd have to say Graham Kelly fit. We play a back 4, there's no doubt about that. So it's something we felt we had to do. And obviously it wasn't the formation why we conceded the first goal. It was from a set piece and it was poor marking. We felt more than comfortable going in with that formation. Spent a lot of time thinking about it and working on it and things. And like I say, it was just to get off to that start was disappointing. And then it became difficult to try and break them down. But we still created chances. We still had a lot of chances. Goalkeeper made some good saves again. We needed to keep it at 2-0 really, and then try and get that goal and get us back in the game as early as we can. But you know, we found it a little bit difficult today, and we have to give them a bit of credit for that. But I'm just disappointed in you know, the overall application, the professionalism that we're trying to do. There was little things that have let us down in the end. As I said before at the start, I think all the hard work we put in for the week to be let down by someone not knowing who they're marking or whatever it was, 2 spare people, it's not acceptable really. So that was disappointing.
You mentioned about Graham Kelly and Jack Sampson. David Morgan has also missed the past couple of matches. Any updates on those 3 in terms of the next couple of matches in mind?
Well, obviously Graham was involved in a quite serious accident on the M6 last Monday, so we're guided by medical advice really. So I think Tuesday's possibly going to be too soon for him based on the advice we're taking from the hospital doctors and the physios, and he's still a bit groggy really. You know, it was a pretty serious accident, so he's one that's probably going to be struggling for York. David Morgan, we're hoping for Darlington, but again, it's a hamstring. He broke down a little bit at the start of this week, so it could be 2 weeks, could be a week. I'm not too sure. Again, guided by my medical department, so that's that. And obviously Lynchy's sent off, but hopefully I think he may be available for Tuesday. We're checking all that now and things. So you know, we brought players in to help bolster the squad in case these kinds of things happen. And there's, like I say, Clive Smith, very unfortunate not to be starting the game today, but we decided this was the right formation to go. So he, again, no problem to him. He's raring to go, and will probably likely feature on Tuesday. So we've got that kind of spirit in there now. So as much as we're disappointed with today, there's been, you know, it's been an unbelievable period and a great run for us. We have to take these kind of results and performances every now and then. It's how we respond now, and that's the questions we're asking of the players in there. Can we go and get a good result Tuesday at a difficult place to go? We know difficult games coming thick and fast, so we've added to the squad, and it's going to be tested over the next few days, no doubt.
Built up some good momentum over the past couple of months. How important is the response against York? I think they're 5th, so they'll provide a stern challenge, won't they?
Yeah, I think so. Again, you know, I'm sure they were here today watching, and you know, coming here to see what we're all about really. So you know, we've changed the shape. They'll be wondering how we're going to set up, but as I say, with 1 or 2 players with injuries, it opens doors for others. We've got a really strong bench now, so there'll be players that will be looking to start that game. We come in on Monday, we'll have a really good recovery session, and we'll work as hard as we can. We'll look back at this game, we'll look at York, we'll do all the right things that we've done. We did it with Telford and Tamworth a couple of weeks ago, where we got 2 wins. So I believe we've got the right mentality within the group, the right characters in there, and like I say, we'll get right to it. Myself and John will be watching the game back as soon as we can, and we start planning, we start going to the next game. And you know, being there as disappointed as myself and John was, we've not had that feeling for a long time, and it's not something that I really want to taste too much, because we've been, as a group, it's been fantastic, I think, since the new year. So really disappointed with today. There's going to be little bumps along the road. It's a bit of a difficult one to take right now, but we go again. That's football. You can't win all the games and stuff, and like I say, it was just a disappointment that we couldn't really get going today the way we started, picking up a couple of injuries and probably too much changing within the group, new players coming in. It was just one of those days, and you know, we take accountability as staff, the way we set ourselves up and things. So we'll take this one, but the players have to obviously want to cross the white line, take responsibility, do the basics really well. And listen, they've been doing it fantastically well for a number of weeks now, so we can't be too harsh on them. And we look forward to seeing how they respond next week. You know, there's a lot of games coming up now, so it's important that we stick together now and roll the sleeves up. And you know, we want to finish the season as strong as we can and try and be in amongst those playoff spots if we can. You know, there's good testing games up for the club coming up, and I'm interested and looking forward to see how we respond.
just finally to finish off about the crowd, you touched on them earlier. Crowd of over 1,600 today, which is I think about double the usual average gate. It came on the back of the launch event earlier in the week. Obviously not the result everyone would have expected, but it was great to see that crowd today, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and you could feel, before the game arriving, and there's lots of stuff going on for the children and families today, and even coming out for the warm-up, we noticed how filled the stands were looking, people around, and that's what we want here at the club. We want that kind of atmosphere. We want people to come in, and hopefully they're not too disappointed, and they'll come back, because there are lots of things going on. I think that's, as I said, the biggest disappointment. All the hard work from everybody, really trying to get people here to support the club. We built it up, and it was a bit of a disappointing one for us to say. It was important that they keep coming back, and this club's certainly going places. There's lots of great people around the club, lots of great plans in place. And we'll keep working hard as a group of players and staff to make sure that we finish the season really strongly, and we'll see where it takes us. But we know there's a bigger picture. There's constantly hard work going on from our point of view in terms of looking for players to add to the squad for next season as well. And for everyone here who's playing now, they're playing from now to the end of the season to impress and be part of what we want to do. So it's a tough one to take today. We'll reflect on the way home, myself and John, and we'll look at ourselves, of course, but we felt we set up, prepared well. It wasn't our day today, and it's disappointing, but we have to move on. Unfortunately, there's another game Tuesday.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.